bounce around a little bit, but I expect them to at least start on their comfort.
But because of the rivalry, do you think we're going to see another instance where someone steals like a respect pick from someone?
Well, they can both pick the same champion, so I don't think that
never mind then. Right, it's not draft.
I mean, it'd be pretty funny if Poki picked Draven again, but this time in the mid lane. But
yeah, I don't think that went very well the first time she picked it. I don't really expect her to pick it again.
Yeah.
She's in a tough spot. She's currently sick right now, but she's powering through. She is playing, so hopefully she'll be able to play at full power 100%. But she does currently have some sort of flu or something, so maybe that'll throw her off. You never know. We are going to go into Champion Select. Right now, we got everything loaded up. The teams are loaded in, and people be picking. You can already see Tyler's pick right there.
Oh, what a
surprise.
Still technically can swap it around.
Is he actually going to play the Draven, or do you think he's going to go for the Karthus?
I actually like the Karthus a lot more. You and I were talking before this started, where like just how dumb its ult is level 1, how you can fight. And so like if Voy and Revenge are actually like kind of the focus on the top side of the map, and early Karthus ult can swing that, so
yeah,
maybe that's what they go for.
I agree. I think the Karthus is just a much better pick, especially into something like Shaco. At least you can do something once you get one shot, whereas if you play Draven and Chase gets far enough ahead, he's just going to be able to truly one-shot you. You'll not be able to play the game at all. Whereas like Karthus, that's part of the strategy of the champion. Like you want to be one-shot almost.
Oh baby.
I saw last week like it really was. You guys kind of transform over like why is he playing Karthus? What does he do? And he was dying a lot. He was dying over and over and over again. You're like, oh, he's an integral part of that team. He has to die over.
Oh yeah, very integral.
Dude, he's heavy on the first few letters.
Yeah, the biggest cog in that machine.
All right. If you were Smack Cow here, how would you want to finish out their roster?
I mean, they did lock in the Draven, so you already are going to have a little bit more aggressive of a bot lane. We were talking a little bit before about maybe a skill discrepancy in the bot lane.
That's actually a really good pick there if they go with the Kennen, because you see a Riven on the other side. That's a matchup that's really, really hard for Jax if the Riven's super good and Revenge is a super good Riven. So I think that playing something like Kennen is actually a good way to just give the Riven a hard time in lane.
I like how it had both the team names on top of that graphic, and one was just sitting there, and one was so big it had to auto-scroll, which I'm going to say, even if they don't win, they win longest name, which wins them something. And also, listen, I can't pick favorites again, but it's one of the best names. Easy Clap, great name.
It's not one of the best names. You can barely even remember it.
That's true. Hey, when it throws me off my game, which I'm as sharp as a tack, that's got to be a good
Whenever I'm thinking of branding, I'm like, what can I do that no one will remember? That's my favorite kind of brand, where it's so long you don't know.
But you could trademark the hell out of that. No one else has that super long name. You could make merch. You could make webs. No one has that URL.
You're thinking ahead of the game.
Yeah, sure. I'm sure a hoodie would look great with Smag Cow all over the
But could you imagine like a giant word that just wraps around the back? That'd be awesome.
It goes nipple to nipple the wrong way, so it just goes all the way around the back. I'd buy that. I'd make it happen.
Yeah, you're probably the only one.
Yeah. Where do I put my... I'll send you a PayPal link. What do I have to do? I'll snap cash you. I want merch. Easy Clap, you got to get a .biz, a .gov. You're not going to get .com. That's all I'm saying. I'm thinking about the business side of these teams.
Thank you, Korea.
I want to manage you. Hey, Smag Katao, I want to manage you. I want to be your Don King. I want to promote you. So with those team comps, you think Smag Katao has the stronger comp?
Maybe. I think a lot of it will come down to the bot lane, because I think Tyler in that lane is pretty far ahead of some of the other players, but his support is plat, and I think both Natsumi and Choco Bars are both diamond, so they might be like a better comparison in duo, but Tyler might have the ability to take over the lane. So I think that's one of the reasons you're not seeing the Karthus as well, is maybe there's a little bit less focus on Voy versus Revenge, which we already said is pretty tough, and they might be trying to focus more down the bot side. So I still think it looks pretty good for Smackatow, but it depends on what happens in the top lane.
All right, well, we'll see. Let's go ahead and get into the game right now. We're loading in, and we're going to take a peek at some of these players' streams, starting with Revenge.
So tell me a little bit about Revenge while he's keeping to himself right now.
So from the pro scene, he's someone that a lot of people have had an eye on for a long time, because you can't go pro in the LCS until you're 17, and right when he hit 17, everyone's like, this up-and-coming like stud on the ladder is going to go pro. We're all excited, and then he had this Twit Longer post where he was like, I thought about it. Nah, I'm going to med school.
Yep.
We're going to go ahead and move over to Chase Shacko.
Okay, so you can tell right here, Chase is one of my good friends. I know he's in the zone. When he's got the hoodie on, that's the first part. The second part is when he has the vape hanging out of his mouth.
Okay.
When he has the vape hanging out of his mouth, then you know that he's ready.
That's like his Popeye spinach.
Yeah.
No,
That's how he activates his power. We're going to go ahead and move on over to Pokimane right now. Again, pulling it together while sick, which I respect the hell out of.
I mean, that whole house is sick. They're just...
Oh, right, offline TV.
Yeah, I was over there.
Because you were there recently,
No, I was over there. Everyone was sick but me, and I just got out of there as fast as I could.
And that's for now.
why.
Just get it a few days, and you might be sick too.
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe I'll pass it to all the crew and people around here, too.
Yeah, if you can cough in our jib operator's face, that would be, that's the best way to spread it. We're moving over to Choco Bars here.
Wow,
Yeah, Choco lost her heel already. The Thresh was camping in the brush. That was pretty good by...
And then here's Natsumi.
cheesing to win. Tyler has to cheat to win. Wow.
He's using that big old brain of his.
Natsumi having the best lit
What do you think fits in
room.
that head meat?
Voyboy's here as well with his art in full force. Always good to have an inspirational
Huge
package.
SpongeBob fan.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's got Patrick in the
Aw,
background.
he must have been really, really sad then with the passing of the creator like last month.
I'm sure, yeah, I saw him giving some shout-outs on Twitter.
Good.
Force Within, the Kindred one trick like we said. Popping off.
Force Within KP here.
Lysandra versus Lysandra. Neither of these players actually play that much Lysandra, which is very, like,
It's just
interesting.
it's just broken in the meta, and this was what I was concerned about. It's just Lysandra versus Lysandra mirrors, where just nothing ever happens.
Well,
It's, like,
who wins in
impossible.
that matchup?
Lysandra versus Lysandra. I'd say Lysandra normally has, like, a decent advantage over Lysandra.
Yeah, that's good. Tyler1 here.
I say we never need to go mid the rest of the game, dude. That nothing ever happens there.
You never know, man. There could be some surprise.
Man, I think I'm a little bit biased because I watched it late, but the season 2 Tyler1 series championships.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, true.
And how brilliant is all of those, like, the games themselves, are actually really good and competitive games, but everything he does from the production, all of the, like,
I would say that
overlays.
all the casters are really good on that.
Yeah, I would
like, all
actually
of
say
them
the casters hard carried that.
and
Casters
good
are the
looking.
best part.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I would say of any broadcast, the casters are always the best part.
All right, calm down.
I would say.
I don't know about this.
I would say, personally. Except for rivals. Then it's the streamers. But, usually.
That's the thing about Tyler, though, is like, yeah, he was a good player, a bit of a rager, a bit. But what really sold people on Tyler was like when he got banned from League, the fact that he was so creative with like all the ridiculous streams he would do, like the cooking streams and stuff, and that's, shows as well through the Tyler1 Championship Series. Just like he's not just a ball of rage, he is creative.
Well, he's claimed to be the most reformed player.
You can claim that.
Yeah, sure. Whatever you say, Kelly.
I don't know what
He's
the.
very reformed.
See, I'm not saying that. I just read that somewhere.
I mean, a lot of people. He's better.
Yeah,
Definitely better.
He's
What
not
more
telling
can you
people-
ask for?
He's not
Better.
asking people to be mauled by mountain lions.
I don't think he's got an int list anymore. He's better.
No int list.
He's wearing a different, he's not wearing his reformed tank top today.
He's got the winnable on. What does he got?
Is that, I think it's something with a W.
Yeah, it's probably always winnable.
Yeah.
Does he have two main, like, is he kind of like a cartoon character and he opens up his closet and it's just the two tank tops and then a bunch of different basketball shorts?
Yeah, and
like,
just
what
like
is
a
his,
bunch of blood rush.
Yeah, there's Blood Rush, the winnable,
He has some Dragon Ball Z stuff. I saw that.
Yeah, true.
loltyler1.com / he has that like whole spiel he does.
Yeah.
Bro, I can't remember what he says.
loltyler1.com discount code alpha.
Yeah. You have to say that in under a quarter second.
Yeah, no, that's hard. You know what's crazy? So Tyler1, like one of the things that he's notorious for is like he has a stutter, right? But he says this really difficult thing to say 15 times super fast in under a second somehow and never stutters once.
dude, it's his superpower. He can say anything as fast as he wants. He just hones it.
It's that 195 IQ coming into play right there.
We can see some of those high IQ plays right now. We're going to peek back into his stream.
Oh, and he is pushing in the wave. Genius.
We got some comms happening.
I mean, it's the early game. It's going to be a bit more quiet. Not too much action is going to be going on here.
Yep.
Yeah, I think early game is when people tend to be really focused in because, obviously the laning phase is a pretty intense portion where you have to focus on CSing and ganks and where people are and communicate that kind of stuff. So I feel like people loosen up a little bit more outside laning phase, outside the competitive scene, because they're most comfortable in the laning phase, and that's when they tend to know how to play the most.
True.
I feel like Tyler's also upped his chair game. Whenever I see old clips of him, I was always confused of how he'd be like sitting on like a folding chair or like a $10 chair from like
You know
Office
what?
Max.
Those gaming chairs, though, and I hope that's not a sponsor for this stream. I'm not a fan of them. They're not that
I
comfortable.
bought an office chair instead.
Office chairs are so. Just go to Amazon Basics, like $100 for a really comfy large office chair.
He's trying to get me to lose my sponsorship right here. Can you believe this?
I'm unsponsored for the year, dude. I don't care what I say. You can't take anything from me.
But also, if you have a need for seats, then I guess, there's options for you, but you could do it pretty easy.
Thank you.
Is that actually what it is?
Yes.
Oh, I killed it. There we go. I just guessed. All right, here at bot lane.
I mean, a pretty good CS lead for Tyler right now.
Yeah,
Getting the adoration stacks.
This is one of those lanes that's really, really scary for the Draven Thrust because, yeah, you can have the CS lead, but if you don't get a kill and then they hit one Vygar stun, you're just dead instantly. Like, the Vygar Vel'Koz lane just scales pretty well into, like, the early mid-game, and you have a lot of, like, one-shot potential. So I actually would have liked to see Tyler, like, rush, like, a Hex Drinker or something here. I think that could have been really smart.
Yeah, that makes sense, too, with Lissandra in the mid lane. Like, there's a fair amount of magic damage you're going to go against early.
Yeah. I mean, he's just playing, like, that's more of the safe approach. He's just playing to kill them, and he just would rather have more damage. But in a lane like this, Hex Drinker can go a long way.
So you often bring up, like, the rank of people whenever
I'm a rank elitist.
You're a rank elitist.
Yes.
You're not allowed to talk in this chat unless, what was it, you're D2 an analyst or a pro player? What was it?
No, it was D2. What the? D2 can never speak ever.
Okay, my bad. What was
Analyst, pro, or coach. That's all.
That's all you ever get.
Yeah.
They have talking rights.
Yeah. That's talking rights right there. If not, no talking in my chat.
But you were talking about Revenge. You said he's someone who can put the game down for a while and then pick it back up.
And just get to like top 10 instantly. I mean, part of it is definitely like he's got really good mental in solo queue. Like his ability to put behind mistakes that happen and just always go forward with the game and figure out ways to win. He's always ready for the enemy team to throw and to capitalize on a lead, which I think comes from playing a lot of solo queue. And he also just is extremely mechanically skilled. Like he will always try to go for outplays, 1v1s. Like when he thinks that he can kill you, he's always going to take the opportunity. Regardless if jungler is there or not, he's going to try to like outplay the situation, which is generally speaking a good style for solo queue.
And that's what you said about mentality. That's really important, not tilting in these games, especially best of threes. If you get stomped in one game, a lot of teams will just get stomped in the next game too because they tilt.
Right, and I think that element is something that's missing for a lot of these people is in competitive scene and tournaments like this, you don't just play a single game, whereas in solo queue, yeah, you can like get destroyed one game and then like you're in the game with 5 new players against 5 other new players. So you don't have that kind of like, I'm still in the same mindset. So this is a different experience for most of these people.
Yep. It's like Chase is going to go for this. This is a really scary gang to go for because if you get hooked or anything happens, you just die instantly. So it has to be a pretty clean engage.
Oh, Tyler's dead.
Oh, wow.
And that was a clean engage.
Yep, that was super clean. And now Chase got first blood. You hate to see a Shaco with first blood.
Shaco with first blood, shut down on the adoration stacks. That was really well communicated. You kind of hear them asking before, like, when do you 6 Wendy, who's
and this is extremely crucial. You can know how the game's going to go, whether or not Tyler types open in all chat right now. If he types open, there's no coming back. But it looks like he's actually been able to suppress that for right now. He's still playing the game, and he has not tried to destroy his own team's mental. So I actually think they're still in this.
He did the classic pinging all the summoners they used to kill you to be like, look at what it took.
Yeah, it's look at what it took, but I think that like most players just start pinging random summoners either way just to kind of bait their jungler to gank. I think that's a generally decent strategy. You just ping flashes every single time and you're like, yeah, they used all this, come gank. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
We got ganked, where are you?
For me, it's all the ultimates. When like, look at all these ultimates that they used. That's how much they needed to kill me.
So what's the problem with first blood going to a Shaco?
It's Shaco. That's part of
All right, there we go. Let me write that on my clipboard.
Oh,
Got
Revenge is going for the all-in right here. Oh, and he takes
he's
a
under
turret
turret.
shot.
He's dead.
He actually just hard griefed it.
Yeah.
Now we're going to see his mental outscaling.
Ooh.
Voyboy unfazed.
Just nothing.
Yep.
He's like, exactly, fell into my trap.
So being in this setting where you're not fighting for the LCS, you're not fighting for a spot in the World Championships, do you think that they're going to be trying like different strategies? Are they sticking to the meta? Are we going to see some like crazy comps, or is everyone kind of
People are just going to play what they're good at. Like,
okay.
In a game like this where you don't really have like a draft mode, there's not really a reason to play all these different things. A lot of these players have comfort picks, and I think part of like the theme of this tournament is they want people to play what they're best at, instead of having just like an uber competitive tournament where you're banning out everyone else's champions and you're maybe pushed to your 3rd or 4th pick every single game.
There's definitely some champions that still kind of show up a fair amount. Like I think Lissandra's one that is not only.
You hate Lissandra, man. What is
Hold on, I gotta watch Tyler die. No, he got out.
No, we all have to watch Tyler.
I don't hate Lasandra. She's one of my favorite champs to play, but just like there comes a point where like you're just like as a caster, you're like, this is how the matchups go. This is what the champ does. This and you do that like 6 times, and then you're like, okay, I don't really have much new things to say. And Lasandra's at that point for me where like she showed up in the World Championship. She got her passive reworked in the offseason, but it's like really not that different for how you play lane and things like that. So. And then it's blind pick, so you see Lasandra versus Lasandra, and it's just like, I've seen this champ so much for the last like 6 months. I'm just over it. And you're going to see a lot more because it's so safe, it's so strong, it works well with teammates, it doesn't need help in the mid lane, like it's very self-sufficient. So if you're playing with like a more bot lane or top lane focus, Lasandra's always a good pick.
You also were like, hey, this isn't the LCS. People have been taking this the most listen, this is supposed to be a friendly competition. People have been taking this almost as seriously. Like they have been practicing for weeks.
I read
There's
that
been
the
beefs.
scrims were really serious.
Yeah,
I mean, we had people crying over the scrims. I mean, it's
no
brutal.
crying in
out
League
here.
of Legends. Unless you have to.
I would say there's plenty of crying in League of Legends.
Yeah, there's plenty of
I've
crying.
seen plenty firsthand.
Hey, we remember those Team Liquid days. We don't talk about
Struggle, man.
That's how I warm up. I start with a good cry, and I'm like, I'm ready to play.
that. If I was you, I'd never mind. You sent me out too easy, dude. I almost had to take it.
As he's tempting, see if you're better today.
Yeah, no, I'm okay.
Reform. Someone get him a
He's
tank
got
top.
this little bait for you to see if you take
I'll at
it.
least wait till the second step before I start playing out.
You're on your way out
Yeah,
anyway.
Jesus Christ.
Oh, God.
More sweet Lasandra versus Lasandra action.
Are the observer? Yeah, I can tell the observers go somewhere else, right?
Yeah.
Take me somewhere else, dude. I don't.
I like this. This is good. I like.
But
Did you see how they,
who's the best
did you see how they
Lasandra?
queued the wave and then autoed it until it was dead, and then they walked away from each other? Brilliant gameplay.
With double the Lysandra, though, you also get double the deaths of Lysandra. So you get to see her die more. That's got
She doesn't really die.
Yeah,
That's the problem.
she just ults herself. and
Yeah,
just
it's so
takes
hard to
the
kill
ice.
that champion.
Yeah.
Aftershock. Oh, puke. Aftershock.
Look at this trade.
R.
Hold on.
Oh,
She couldn't take it.
Wait.
So she uses her proto belt.
And now she's going to have to ult herself.
Oh, and now here comes. Yep.
And
Everyone
then back-
disengages. Revenge got disengaged. Void disengaged. Wow.
I actually love the change with the TPs where you can't cancel it anymore.
I love it too, dude. I was talking about that before. So recently they made it so before you could cancel a TP and you could kind of use it purely for defensive reasons.
And you could reuse it?
It would be on. Oh my God, they're going.
Oh, it would still
Oh
be on.
my
They're going for
God,
it.
that was such a nasty engage right there from Revenge. He's going. He's
They're
going
gonna
off
They're
here.
gonna get all of them. I
Where's
think.
Shaco? Shaco's here too.
there. They're gonna kill as soon as he ends.
That's such good timing by Revenge. He's actually 1v9.
Ooh,
That was crazy.
Get to Void though. He's out.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's calm, cool.
I think that's the scariest thing about Revenge. Like, he's so willing to take all these fights. That I know that Mark hates these types of fights,
Yeah,
but like,
the 2v3 start
Yeah.
there. I was like, no.
yeah, the 2v3, I mean, he just has flashbacks from how many we lost in scrims back in Season 4, but he's the type of player where he'll see a situation, and regardless of how bad it looks naturally, oh, you might have 2 people up versus 3, their Poke's at like 100 life, no ult, and he's sitting there with ult. I think Kennen still had ult at that point too,
Yep.
and he's just willing to just go in for those types of engages, which I think is pretty ballsy.
Super ballsy.
A reminder to check out Revenge stream, his stream at twitch.tv/Revenge League for more gameplay like that when he's not in pre-med, when he's not.
Yeah, you said he was gonna be a surgeon soon. You know, like
Yeah.
7 years soon.
Yeah,
Soon is relative.
Yeah.
But that's probably, he probably practiced for that. He plays a lot of Osu, probably, just to practice his hand-eye coordination.
I don't think you're trying to do things like you don't want.
yeah,
high
I don't think
APM
that's
in
what
surgery.
surgeons do.
What?
man.
I don't think that you
How
want
much more
high
money could you
APM.
make if you're fast?
Yeah, this isn't StarCraft, right? It's
I-
not like you're trying to
I mean,
click and move a bunch
I
of things.
would say that speed is not what I'm looking for in a surgeon. I'm more looking for like precision.
I got 94% accuracy on that run, bro. What are
I
you
need-
talking
I'm a
about?
busy guy.
I need map
Clipped like
awareness.
one artery. What are you complaining about?
Jesus, people are so entitled these days. They want to get out of surgery with all their arteries intact.
Like, would you rather be out in 10 minutes or alive? I don't know.
Take some notes, Revenge. This is good feedback.
And Alex, as you said, to check out their stream. If there's people that have a hard time typing, maybe their keyboard is broken, there's actually Twitch extensions activated right now where you should, unless production corrects me, you should be able to click on the screen their name and find out more information of them and where their stream is.
Wait, how did they get to the website if you don't know how to type?
If you don't have a keyboard but you only have a mouse,
Oh, so they
you can
clicked-
click the screen.
They clicked on their homepage.
Yeah, meanwhile, there's a Fire Drake that they're all fighting over, and I think Tyler1's team got it, but they're all going to die because they got trapped into the pit trying to find some kills. Tyler trying to find a cleanup, not able to do it.
And this is actually really bad for Draven. You don't have any kills in the early game. Sure, you have a CS lead, but Draven's the type of champion you see he died, he lost 350 gold. Every single time that he dies, it's so bad for him. Well, actually, did he actually cash in on it? No, he just lost it, right?
Yeah, I don't think he has a kill yet.
Yeah, that's pretty unfortunate for him.
They did kill the Shaco, so maybe he got it.
We got Choco Bars here, taking down that turret.
They're so polite. Did you hear that? Thank you. I've never heard that from getting a team shake.
I don't know if you know this, but like some people are nice, Dom.
Really?
Like, some people.
He's never seen it.
Not in the professional leagues. I'll tell you that.
Listen, I think that's why the team's doing so well. They're staying positive. They're being polite. KP here from Smagatow.
I noticed a lot of people are from Toronto, from Canada. Toronto from KP here. Is there something about Canadians that are just better at games?
It's weird. There is a fair amount of Canadians, especially from Toronto.
I think it's mainly the fact that it's so cold you can't really go outside, so you have to find something else to do with your time.
Dude, Toronto actually gets pretty nice in summer. It was crazy the first time I was up there.
Really? It rained the whole time I was there.
Or maybe not for you, but
it's kind of like New York City if Batman did his job correctly. It's like it is like a big, or I guess it's Gotham City. Like it's just like a big city, but it's all nice. There's no crime, and you can play video games and get really good at them.
I don't really know. I've never. Anyways, I think certain regions just seem to produce more people. Like Florida is another, like in terms of East Coast states.
Hey, right there, baby.
East Coast states, Florida produces way more than like Massachusetts or New York.
I just say we're superior from there.
Where from Florida?
Miami.
Oh, okay, from Jupiter.
Jupiter. Wait, I
really
that
don't
was
want to
a
go
planet.
outside there. It's an alligator
I didn't
gonna
know
get
those
you.
people. I thought there was like there's like a population of 2,000 or something.
Yeah, it's a pretty small population there.
Okay, all right, cool.
Back over to top lane with Force Within and Voyboy. Oh, he's getting out of there. Never mind.
They're going to try and bait this, and they need to start making plays, and because like Dom was saying, like it's kind of one of those games where people can snowball out of control, and Revenge is probably going to die here, but he might be able to force it.
Ooh,
He didn't even ult.
Oh, wait.
Oh, he's got his E back up.
Oh my God!
He's actually just 1v9. Shaco's got this 100% too.
Yeah, it's going to be a cleanup.
He's choosing not to use his Ignite. He could easily have just used it.
There we go.
Oh, wait, no, he didn't have his Ignite. Okay, I thought he was greeting super hard. Respectable, though.
So is a kill discrepancy like that big of a deal? Because we're
Yes.
Okay. I thought so.
I think it depends on what's happening besides for it. Like, if they're suiciding and they were up in turrets, that's fine. But they don't have turrets. I don't think they got the Infernal. Or did they?
Yeah, Red Team has Infernal.
Okay, so they got one Infernal, but they're down in turrets. And generally speaking, like in pressure, you don't want to have a Draven that has no kills going into the mid game as well. So
Yeah, that's the bigger concern is like I don't know what their team is supposed to do because without Draven as being like a threat right now, like you have a Lissandra who's there to set people up, a Kindred who's shut down.
5-1 Shaco.
Yeah. Yeah, dude. So what you're saying, Shaco's gonna run.
This triggers me so hard because Shaco's the type of champion that really shouldn't get kills. Like it gets kills from people making mistakes, but then once that happens, there's nothing to do against it. It's just invisible and it just one-shots you.
Yeah, I mean, like they have some tools. Like if Lissandra's really fast on locking him down, if Force Within is in the right spot, he can Kindred ult the target potentially. But like that assumes other people are playing well. And like you're saying, lots of mistakes in League. Like everyone makes mistakes in League. So I think this is a pretty good setup for them. You know what was crazy? I was rewatching old VODs to see like how much gold was in the game back in the day. And like in pro play these days, like if you're at 22 minutes, like people are often at like 40,000 gold.
Yeah,
and in 2013, it's like 22,000 gold.
Yeah,
It's
I think that's because
insane.
none of us could last hit back then.
It's true. The CS scores were a lot lower.
So, yeah, it was tough.
See Voyboy here. I think he's gonna hold up because Easy Clap has revenge for I'm gonna say really just high IQ. And we have Voyboy who scored a 2300 on his SAT is a fact that I have in front of me. He is obviously a very, do you think that corresponds with good league play? It's just
I don't know.
having a very high
I would
IQ?
say that like top laners generally would have a high IQ, but then you got to think that Hishinshin also plays top, so kind of like it's a gray area, I would say.
Yeah, it's a broad strokes. And he's also a big fan of National Geographic. He's an intellectual, that Voyboy. He probably reads books.
I know he watches SpongeBob.
That's also
An intellectual activity.
Yeah, I mean I do that and I'm smart. We have KP. Is that weird? Were you stretching? What was that noise you made?
I just, getting myself comfortable.
Okay, good.
Yeah. Nothing about your intelligence.
Yeah, I mean, super smart. Speaking of which, we got Tyler1.
Tyler 0210, I would say. Got him. Yeah, I think it's back to Karthus after this one. I don't know. What do you think?
It's a lot easier to press R on Karthus when you're dying than...
Yeah, I mean, it's just like you need to have a support that can get you the kill in the lane, and I don't think that, like, Twigger's a Lux main, right? And I think he's plat 4, and I think Natsumi and Chocobars are both diamond, so it's hard for a player that's like lower rated to get those kills and like know the exact moments to walk up, like go for flash play plays, like all that stuff, which is kind of risky to do.
Yeah, it's easier to take the follow-up role than it is like the initiator role, and so with Thresh being a champion that's so focused on playmaking, like you have to be the one to kick things off kind of for yourself and your team, and that's kind of difficult to do.
Yep.
Got some comms here.
We want to fight them right now. We want to fight them.
So we're here on Twitch Rivals, which showcases a lot of games, and there might be viewers that are jumping on that don't really know League of Legends that well. If these players, although around 8 to 9 years late, were going to jump into the game and want to become a professional player, what is something that you would like? What are a few like tricks or tips that you would tell these players to get good at League of Legends?
I think you kind of heard us talking about CS numbers earlier. That's one of the things that people really should learn how to master, is how to correctly last hit minions, because that's a consistent thing of income of gold that you can get. Even if you're shut down, as long as you're last hitting well, you're going to be getting a lot of gold, and so you need that to buy items. And there's certain like things you learn, like on range creeps, you let the turret hit it twice and then you auto it once. With melee creeps, I think you need 2 autos, 2 turret shots, and then the 3rd auto kills or something. And it changes season to season, but like learning all those little tricks to last hitting under turret, and like on specific champions, you have different setups to get creeps low enough. So learning that kind of stuff for whatever you're maining, because everyone should also be maining something as well. Like I think that's pretty important.
Yeah, I think it's really important as a player to understand how valuable actually pushing the wave is. Just being able to get into the habit of shove the wave, then go do something, go back, get the wave, go do something, and just every time setting up like a little mini objective for yourself, like I'm going to push the wave and then I'm going to roam and put a pink ward down. Then I'm going to push the wave again, and then I'm going to roam through that pink ward and maybe pressure bottom. It's like, okay, that didn't work. Now back to mid, push the wave again. Like having that mentality of just like, you get the CS, you do something. You get the CS, you do something. Setting up that like framework for the game will just help you a lot as a laner, I think.
So we have the Swag Lords rolling deep here. They're getting pressured pretty hard by Easy Clap.
I think they're not doing too bad. I mean, they only have 1 turret so far, which isn't great. But the fact that the gold lead has kind of stopped at around 1,500, and they have an Infernal Drake, like it's not the end of the world. I don't think they necessarily scale that much better than their opponents. But the fact that Easy Clap doesn't have an AD carry is a little worrying, and if they can't actually one-shot someone with that kind of Lissandra, Vel'Koz, and Vygar combo, then I think they should lose in prolonged fights.
I think it's just going to be tough because, like, I think Riven is starting to just be able to, split push consistently. I don't think Kennan's going to be able to kill him anymore now that he has Merc Treads. He has Essence Reaver, which is like the new Riven build where you rush the Essence Reaver. You get a million cooldowns. Yeah, you get like, so if you're really good at Riven, like Revenge or Viper or one of these people, they're really good at managing double casting and being able to use all their abilities like quickly on cooldown or like chaining abilities together. So having like the Essence Reaver, he's just going to be able to pretty much sustain through all of Voyboy's damage with shield, then he's going to get Death Dance. So it's really up to it's really up to somebody on the top side of, or the bot side of the map, like either Tyler or KP or Force, to really make a play and stop the split push. Or I think Revenge is just going to end up being too big throughout the game, and eventually you're just going to see Shaco one-shotting people.
We also have, I thought they were going to go for it. We have Voyboy and Revenge on the, really just kind of poking each other back and forth, but it looks like Revenge is going to disengage from that whole thing.
He's doing what Dom was talking about, like pushing the wave and going and doing something else. So he pushes in the wave, goes and potentially wraps around mid, and it looks like he's actually going to kind of commit to that. He's on Tyler1 right now.
Oh, Tyler's just so dead.
Yeah, Tyler's
so dead.
Gonna go down.
He's going to flash the wall. Oh, he killed him without even flashing. They're so
Still alive.
hook, but it's still all over.
And that's the problem with having that split push threat.
Yep, so exactly like Dom was saying, they pushed the wave in, Voy had to TP over, and he just ran behind and killed Tyler instantly.
Okay, can they Baron off? This is the question. Are they just going to go for mid turret? I think they do go Baron. They should go Baron.
They lost 2, but they have plenty of people damage left up, and Revenge can probably honestly tank it with his shield and stuff.
Oh, the tank is no problem because Shaco has ult as well, so
Oh, yeah.
this is going to be a free Baron.
Pokimane here.
She actually got her start with League of Legends. She streams Fortnite mostly right now, but she streamed League of Legends for a few years.
She's actually back to the league grind from what I've seen. Like,
really?
I think it's mostly been because of rivals. She's been scrimming to practice for this.
Yeah, and also I think she's just kind of,
Oh, it's resetting.
yeah.
Oh, that's bad.
Why'd they reset?
Well,
they're
they
resetting?
wanted to go and turn for the kill, and they got the kill, but it distracted them enough from Barry. You see Poki laughing, like maybe that wasn't the right idea.
Yeah.
It wasn't the Kindred, right?
No, it was the Voyboy, I think, TP'd in.
Right.
Or maybe he just walked in at that point. Essentially, they all turned, and then Chase was sitting there hitting the Baron like, please, someone help me tank this thing. Like,
You can relate.
yeah, no, I understand how that feels. No one ever wants to help the jungler, man. Junglers are oppressed. Disgusting.
It's crazy. You have a kill discrepancy of double, but they're still pretty evenly matched.
A lot of these times you'll see teams just kind of like they'll get 2 or 3 kills and then they won't do anything with their lead. You really need to follow up your kills with an advantage, getting objectives or pushing your wave a little bit more. Are they just not doing a good job of that?
I think, given that Voy had no ult at the time, I think they over-prioritized that kill a little bit because you don't want to just stay in the pit and blindly hit Baron while this other dude comes and wails on you. So, they want to try and scare him off, but Voy did a good job of killing himself to stop them from getting Baron, which is, like you said, way more important to get the objective. So I don't think either team was necessarily super at fault. It's just something that happens sometimes.
This is going to make the situation a lot easier. When you have the Mountain Drag, it should be way, way, way more simple to do it. Oh my God, that damage from Shaco.
Revenge also popped off there.
Yep.
Shaco Revenge. Oh, yeah.
This is what I was worried about, man. The Revenge Chase Shaco duo is pretty strong. And one thing from solo queue is Chase and Force are really good friends, actually. But for some reason, like, Force just can't play into Shaco. Like, he hates this champion, and it just happens to be Chase's best champion. And the fact that you can't ban it right here makes it so rough for them going forward.
Revenge here, showing a little bit of a smirk. He knows how well he's playing. And he's also heating up. He was a little bit stoic earlier on when he was focused, but now you were right. Everyone's starting to loosen up now that it's later in the game.
Yeah, I mean, well, you're 19-7.
Exactly.
As soon as you get to this point, you're feeling yourself.
good.
This is what I'm saying. The mental outscaling. Revenge, literally, he just
Killed
entered a
himself.
solo queue for a solo kill top just for the disrespect. Just to be like, hey, dude, you have a counter pick, and I entered you, and I'm still just the best top laner in solo queue. So
So what does Swag take from this then, going into game number 2, if they lose here, which it looks like they might?
Yep.
What are they going to pick? What are they going to counter pick?
All right, Tyler1 needs to just hang up the Draven, hang up the axes, and just.
But his brand.
I mean, do you want to have a brand where you go 0-3-1, or you want to win the game?
Listen,
that's
as
the
long
question.
as he throws that Draven cosplay back on, I'm in. Maybe that's where he can pull his power from.
Just play Karthus, man, and just ult for top lane. That's it.
All right, Tyler, if you're listening, which I'm sure you are, that is some top tier.
Maybe that's why they haven't been able to coordinate anything. They're trying to ghost the stream, but they're 3 minutes delayed. What is happening?
This isn't accurate. KP here not knowing necessarily where to go.
Yeah, this is the tough part. You have Revenge in the bot lane, other 4 can go up to the top side. Shaco's mid right now. And they're just going to push in all the waves. They didn't get the mid inhibitor, but they're going to get such a gold lead off this. Like, it's already gone up to about 10K. It's going to be rough.
What's more telling, gold lead or kill lead?
Gold lead for sure. There's a lot of ways to get gold leads, and sometimes you can have a massive gold lead with no kills.
Yeah.
Voy versus
I mean,
Revenge
it's
right
all
here.
a game of gold at the end of the day. If you're suiciding, but you're getting a bunch of objectives. Oh my God, that
Battle of the
champion is
brains.
busted. That champion is busted. Fix this, please. I can't be watching this. This is actually so pathetic. Literally killed him with half of his combo.
All right, let's listen in at the end game here.
Remember, it's only game 1.
Okay, nice.
Stay focused.
Nice.
I like that. It's only game 1, stay focused.
There we go. Throwing the EZs in the chat, making sure everyone stays